Thanks for listening to English Go Podcast. If you'd like to listen without adverts, read episode transcripts, or listen to extra bonus episodes, please check the description for more details. Right, so let's carry on with the Japan holiday series. This is part 5, and last time I just finished telling you about the fact that we were sadly unable to climb up Mount Fuji. But because of that, because our plans were changed, couldn't think of a good word, because our plans were changed by this typhoon, we ended up doing something else, something that was rather fun. Now, my wife and I were sitting at the table, and we'd just broken the news to my parents, the bad news, like, sorry, we've changed plans at the last minute, we're not going to be going to Mount Fuji today. And we were all ready, we'd finished packing, we'd woken up early, we'd finished packing because, we needed to stay over on the mountain for one night. And so we just said, like, I don't think we can do it. It's probably going to be too dangerous if we try and do it. So we didn't have any backup plans at all. And my wife suggested to me, like, how about we do this? How about we go to this place? And it's a place called Round One, which doesn't really tell you anything about it whatsoever. But it's like a sort of... I'm going to struggle to explain this because it was so many things in one. Primarily, I think it's like a bowling type place. You can do 10-pin bowling there. But not just that. They have something that in Japanese, it uses this word spotcha. And I don't know where that word comes from. I've never heard of it in English before. So perhaps it comes from another language. And I would struggle very much to explain what it was, to be perfectly honest. But hang on, let's just go back. This building, this Round One building, and they have these all over Japan, to the best of my knowledge. This particular one, it was split into activities based upon which floor you were on. So, like say the second floor had the bowling floor, and then the third floor was this weird floor with many things on. So I'll try and explain this weird floor. It had everything. It had like pool tables, load of pool tables. It had this room with these really comfortable big leather chairs in, and a lot of Japanese comics, a lot of manga along the wall. So you could just sit in there and just read comics. It had like this food area. It had this... what were they? I don't know what they call them. Like these balance board type things, hoverboard type things. I don't know if you know what I mean. They're like... what are they? It's like... I'm going to say it's like a skateboard, but it's not. It's like a skateboard, but it moves in the opposite direction to a skateboard. And it's powered by a battery. And you have to balance on it. And it moves forward. Don't know if I'm doing a good job of explaining that. But if you can't understand me, just... I think they're called hoverboards. So just search the internet for an image. You'll see what I mean. So you could do that there. They had this giant... what was it? Like an oval area. This is a really bad explanation. Like okay, imagine an ice rink, where you do ice skating. It was like that. Like this really big area, but it was like a multi-purpose area. So you could do roller skating there, or you could ride these small, like electric motorbikes, or you could ride these go-karts, electric go-karts. Not all at the same time, because that would have just been chaos, but like at separate times. And then in addition to all of this, they had all of these, like, I don't know, almost like attractions, almost like funfair attractions all the way around this place. So they had like a sort of rodeo machine, which is where you try and ride this like electronic bull, like a male cow, and it's trying to throw you off its back, and you're trying to hold on. They had that there, and then they had like some games where you were like a sort of tennis game, and then a game where you, like a football game where you had to kick the ball at these particular targets, and then some basketball game where you had to throw the ball in these different targets, and loads of things like that. Oh, and karaoke, of course, like a load of karaoke booths for you to sing in. What else? I'm probably forgetting something just because there's so many things there. Oh, ping pong tables as well. So we ended up. Oh no! And wait. There were some other bits upstairs. I've just remembered. There's something. I think it's called a slack line. I don't know really. It might be, but it's like a big line suspended in the air that you balance on. You know, it's like something you might see at a circus, and you try and balance on it and walk across it. They had a couple of those, and then there was another room which was just full of giant. It looked like a giant piece of, like a giant Tetris piece, but you could hide behind it. It was like a soft wall, so like lots of these objects to hide behind, and then there were all these balls everywhere. So the idea was you just picked up balls and threw them at people. There must have been some kind of point scoring system. I don't know. They had that there, and then they had like this sort of like a trampoline room. So it was just quite a big room, and there were trampolines all along the bottom and all at the sides. So you could bounce from one to the next one to the next one and just keep going around the whole room, just bouncing around. Yeah, I think I've pretty much explained mostly everything now. So we went on the go-karts, which was fun, although one of them was broken and didn't work. So we were supposed to have a race with the four of us, but we ended up having to go like in pairs, like just a race, you know, two people racing against each other, and then another two people. We all had to go on some of the basketball games, and we played ping pong or table tennis, and that room where you just had to hide behind walls and throw balls at each other. I went in there with my father, and we were just being silly, just throwing balls everywhere, as you would in that kind of room. And I went in this trampoline room, and there's no one else. It was, thankfully, when we went there, it was ridiculously quiet. I mean, there were other people, yes, but I can imagine that this place gets packed, you know, like packed full of people at times, and it was really quiet. So we went in these places, and we were just on our own. You know, we went on this like tightrope type slackline thing, walking on there, and it was just the four of us, my parents and me and my wife. So it was really good having all of this equipment, all of these fun things to do, and we just had it all to ourselves. So I went in this trampoline room. No one else wanted to. I think they were a bit embarrassed because, you know, when you're an adult, you don't usually do things like bounce on trampolines anymore. I don't know why not. It's very fun. But I went in there and I was bouncing away, and then I had to stop because I mean I wasn't bouncing for too long. You know, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, and I thought if I don't stop, I might die. And I could not believe how hard it was bouncing on a trampoline, because my last memory of bouncing on a trampoline, well, I don't know when it was, but I imagine I would have been 8 or something like that, 8 years old. And all I can remember is just, you know, just bouncing. You'd have like, I don't know, like you'd pay someone and you'd be able to bounce on a trampoline for 5 minutes. And for that 5 minutes, you were just going for it, you know? You were just bouncing up and down non-stop. No problem. Here, I don't think I could manage 30 seconds before I had to just give in. And I thought, wow, am I really that old? Am I really that unfit? And yes, I am. And it was a bit scary, to be honest. I wouldn't say that I was particularly fit, but I wouldn't say that I was particularly unfit either. But maybe I am. and maybe you just can't see it. You only notice it when you try and do something like bounce on a trampoline. So yes, after that experience, I felt like I should really put some more effort in and try and get into shape. Try and get more fit, because that was a bit worrying. That was. I felt, I can't describe how terrible I felt. I really did feel bad after doing that for a short amount of time. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because we're at the end of this episode, and I'll pick up next time. And let's see where the journey takes us next episode. Until then, bye-bye.
Let's be honest, the days of only dating one person at a time feel a little old school. In the recent Dating Diaries report, eHarmony found that 45% of Gen Z singles are comfortable dating more than one person at the same time. But while dating multiple people at the same time is fine when you're honest about it, it can be exhausting constantly searching for that special connection. eHarmony can help you find someone who gets you. Their well-rounded personality quiz and expansive profiles help to show the real you and can lead to that genuine connection you've been searching for. So join the dating app that helps you find someone who gets you and see for yourself. eHarmony. Get who gets you. Start free today.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
New activation and upfront payment for 3-month plan required. Taxes and fees extra. Additional restrictions apply. See mintmobile.com for full terms.